Hey Hatters, and welcome back to an all-new season of Under the Hat. I'm Jake Carden.
And I'm Erin Finello, and we're happy to be back this school year to fill you in on the latest news around the district. So let's get into it.
Students, don't forget to pre-order your yearbook by October 2nd for a $5 discount off the already reduced cost. QR codes to order are posted around the school and on the yearbook's Instagram, so don't wait.
Speaking of the yearbook, as you all know, today is School Picture Day. Most of you have already had your photo taken. However, if you have not yet, now is literally the time. Caddy is still here, so head down now to the Aux Gym if you have not had your picture taken. All students, including seniors, need to have their photo taken for school ID purposes.
Hatboro-Horsham Red and Black is now accepting resumes for the position of Red and Black General. Resumes will be accepted until next Friday, October 3rd at noon. Individuals must be able to demonstrate leadership, organization, and educational solidity. Experience with Red and Black is a requirement. Submit a professional resume and a letter of interest to your team's Canvas page.
Last week, HH welcomed the new Director of Athletics and Extracurricular Activities, Dr. Patrick P.J. Scarpello. Dr. Scarpello comes to us with years of experience in this role and most recently served as the AD at New Hope Salisbury High School. We here at HHTV offer you a warm welcome.
Speaking of changes, every school year brings plenty of changes, and this year hasn't been any different. From a whole new middle school to a new high school schedule to interactive touchscreens, the 2025 to 2026 school year is already shaping up to be a monumental one. Recently, HHTV's Charlotte Chapman had a chance to talk to both Dr. Williams and Dr. Evislage to find out more about the new changes. Take it away, Charlotte.
Over the summer, HH made many new changes, from new teachers to the new KV. HHTV had the chance to speak to Superintendent Dr. Evislage to ask about some of these changes.
We are very excited about Cuiffitelli. It has been operating as we had hoped. Probably 99% of what we aspired it to be, it's coming to be. It's been exciting to see the students access the various flexible spaces that we designed the building for.
Along with the new KV, the high school added an extra minute to each class and an extra 5 minutes to the end of the day.
It truly is literally adding 1 minute to every period, so it hasn't been too much of a difference. Where we see the change significantly probably is more on a day like today, like a half day, where students are getting out at 11 o'clock as opposed to 11:50. So just so that everybody understands, that's not just a random time that we came up with. The state actually changed some of their guidelines around instructional periods last year. And what that meant is that you can count instructional time a little bit differently.
If we have a snow day, which I know everyone loves when we have a snow day. They love the first part of the snow day, which is having it. Not everyone loves when you have to make up the snow day. This schedule change really allows us to fulfill the state requirement in a little more flexibly.
Not only did the schedule change, but there's also some structural changes.
Again, we've added additional TVs like this one. We have some things that we added 6 additional TVs around the building. To create a little more opportunities for kids to be aware of things that are happening. The new video board that is downstairs outside of the main gym is a big change for us. It was designed by students, created by students. We were able to make that happen. And part of that was to be a digital record board. However, one of the things that we made a decision of this summer is that we didn't just want it to be about sports. So it includes clubs and activities, it includes academics, it includes music and the arts. So that's something that we're really excited about, is how do we connect kids and engage kids a little bit more effectively than I think we have before.
We then asked Dr. Williams how it's going so far.
Every year is a little bit different. Every time you have a graduating class, they leave with having created like a real specific reputation and culture of that particular class. And then when you bring in a new class of 300 plus kids, it adds to the family. But it's been a really, really good start.
Thanks, Charlotte. I really need to check out that screen. Friendly reminder that Hatboro-Horsham will be closed on Thursday, October 2nd, in observation of Yom Kippur. This Jewish Day of Atonement is the holiest day of the year in Judaism and is an opportunity for deep introspection. For all those observing, have a blessed Yom Kippur next week.
Also, on the 2nd, Hatboro-Horsham High School will have its 15th annual Athletic Wall of Fame golf outing at Pinecrest Country Club. The event supports the high school's Athletic Wall of Fame, which recognizes and honors those who have achieved athletic accomplishments of the highest caliber, demonstrated leadership, or supported athletic programs.
Finally, reminder that if you plan on going to the senior class trip to Walt Disney World and Universal Studios, the first payment is due today. See Mr. Grady's email on the senior class trip Canvas page for more information, including on how to sign up.
That's all the news for today. Now, let's hear from HHTV's sports reporter, Jack Cuiffitelli, to find out what's going on in the wide world of HH sports, including a look at new personnel on the high school football team. Take it away, Jack.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the first Harris Sports Report. I'm Jack Cuiffitelli, and today we will recap some games from yesterday, followed by a look at the football team's new offensive and defense coordinators, and ending with what the Hatters have in store for their next games. So let's get into it. Starting with the field hockey team, who faced Abington yesterday, where they won 1-0. Now we're going to take a look at the soccer teams. The boys soccer team faced CB West yesterday, where they lost 2-1, while the girls soccer team faced CB East, where they lost 6-1. HHTV had a chance to talk to the two new coordinators, in Coach Reiser and Coach Rapino, about where they have coached, as well as some of their favorite moments in their previous stints here at HH. Let's get into it.
This year, the Hatters have new yet familiar play callers. This year, having been part of the HH football system, but in new roles.
I started my career in 1987 at West Catholic High School, where I was an assistant coach for 3 years, before taking over as the head coach for 5 of those years afterwards. I moved to be the offensive coordinator at St. Joe's Prep for 2 years, and then took over the program at Radnor High School in 1997. For 9 years. Been a head coach for 14 years. After I left Radnor, I became an administrator here at Hatboro-Horsham, and pretty much was a parent for a long time, and then started coaching my son at the Horsham Hawks for a long time, and then ended up here as a volunteer assistant the last 4 or 5 years.
New offensive coordinator Keith Reiser also brought his own experiences, starting at his high school alma mater.
Well, let's see. Cardinal Doherty, the Catholic League. Cardinal O'Hara in the Philadelphia Catholic League. William Tennant, Hatboro-Horsham. Small stint at Pennsbury. And now I'm back at Hatboro-Horsham.
With a combined 70 years of experience, these coaches were bound to have some memorable moments here at HH.
Not many people understand that I got sick and was not able to be on the field with the guys coaching. My son was a senior. His friends, his teammates were my Hawks teams all the way through. And unfortunately, because I got sick, I wasn't able to be with them week to week. So I really missed out on that. But I am truly enjoying my time with this particular group. I think we have a long way to go, and I think we have some success ahead of us. We just need to continually improve every week.
I would say that right here at Hatboro-Horsham, when we did play on Thanksgiving, there were some really big Thanksgiving Day games that we came out on top, and boy, those are really great memories.
The Hatters are on the hunt for their first win of the season, and with these new coaches, they surely will build up from here.
Thank you, Coach Reiser and Coach Rapino, and good luck on the rest of the year. The action for the Hatters, however, doesn't end here, as the Hatters face PW today at 7:30 at PW. Let's take a look at some other Hatters in action in the next couple weeks. Starting with the field hockey team, whose next game is Monday at home against Quakertown. The boys soccer team faces Pembridge at home tomorrow, while the girls have Nazareth at Nazareth on Monday. The volleyball team faces Harriton at Harriton today at 5:45. Meanwhile, the golf team's next game is the Suburban 1 League Championships on October 8th. The cross-country team's next meet is the Paul Short Run at Lehigh University Thursday. Meanwhile, the girls' tennis team next game is Neshaminy at 3:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Good luck to all the Harris sports teams, and thank you all for watching this week's edition of Harris Sports Report. I'm Jack Cuiffitelli, and back to the desk.
Thanks, Jack. And go Hatters! Speaking of Hatters, it's now time for our regular look at those Hatters who we stare at blankly in the classroom. Our Teacher Spotlight Lunch Date, where HHTV's Danny Gelbard grabs lunch with a teacher to find out a whole lot more about them. This week, Danny had the chance to talk to history teacher extraordinaire, Mr. Knox. Let's check it out.
Hi, welcome to Lunch Day. I'm your host, Daniela Gelbard, and this is
Mr. Knox. I'm in the social studies department. I've been here since 1999, so this is year 27 for me. And I teach mainly AP Government and U.S. History to 9th graders, AP Government to juniors.
We just wanted to ask, what got you into teaching?
When I was in college, I started working in the summertime with kids in camps, and that kind of inspired me that maybe I wanted to work with kids.
What's your favorite part about teaching?
To see kids kind of get a spark, maybe, whether it's in history or politics, finding something that they find exciting is exciting for me.
What is your favorite time period to teach?
I think in my U.S. history class, I enjoy teaching about the Civil Rights Movement. I think it's a great example of a minority group that, through the grassroots movement, is able to achieve a lot of change in this country, which is a great example of kind of what's best in America. In my government class, in my AP Gov class, I like to teach about sort of the foundations of our government.
And also, we always hear that you are going to concerts and talking about music in your class, and you also have some posters. We were wondering, do you have any music recommendation for students?
I would encourage kids to take whatever they like, whether it's rap, hip hop, country music, whatever it might be, and then kind of do a dive down and look at who influenced those artists, because then it would expose you to artists from the 90s, from the 80s, from maybe the 30s and the 40s.
What do you think is the best musical time period?
I think the 90s would get my vote for the best decade. Between hip hop and rap music, grunge music, there were still bands like a jam band scene with bands like Fish that were coming out. So there's a lot of diversity, indie music as well.
Great, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you guys for watching. This is Lunch Day, and this is your host signing off, Daniela Gelbard.
Thanks, Danny, and thank you, Mr. Knox. I don't know about you, Erin, but I need to hear more 90s music like Mr. Knox suggests.
I hear you. 90s music is great. Do you know another kind of music that's great?
Math rock?
Shh, that's for later in the show. No, I'm talking about those songs we've been all hearing nonstop in the summer and now fall. I'm talking about K-pop Demon Hunters, the Netflix film that has turned into a global phenomenon. We here at HHTV forced our resident film critics, Robert and Jack, to watch the movie and tell us what they think during today's episode of Under the Spotlight.
I'm Robert.
Whoa, and I'm Jack. We hope you had a good summer, Hatters.
Now we're back to tell you about the films of the summer, or rather, the film of the summer, the one that everyone's been obsessed with.
Not weapons, not even Superman, but a movie that has taken over streaming, the music, pop charts, theaters, and more.
Boom! K-pop Demon Hunters. K-pop Demon Hunters was released on June 20th as a Netflix exclusive and was almost instantly a hit.
So popular, in fact, that a sing-along version was briefly released in theaters for a weekend, selling out immediately. Plus, even if you refused to watch the movie so far, you've still heard the music everywhere.
The movie follows the popular K-pop group Huntrix, consisting of Rumi, Mira, and Zoe, as they work to stop demons from taking over and eating everyone.
The group uses the power of song to power a protective barrier called the Hand Moon, all in an attempt to seal the demons away permanently.
Honestly, I think the movie was overhated. It had a good soundtrack with catchy songs, and I thought the humor was pretty good. And I really liked the twist with Rumi. It really caught me off guard.
Yeah, well, I thought the hate was deserved. The movie was absolutely absurd. The jokes weren't even funny, just kind of bummy. The twist didn't throw me through a loop, The movie wasn't even made for our age group, and because of that, I feel like we've seen it all before. That said, when it comes to songs, I'll admit some were a bomb.
Think about it though. K-pop Demon Hunters is a breath of fresh air. When was the last time you saw an original animation like it that hasn't flopped?
You know what? You're right. And I really do like that one song.
Wait, let me guess.
Soda Pop! That said, check out the movie yourself and see where you fall. Even if you disliked it like I did, there are worse ways to spend your time.
At the very least, you can see what all the hype is about. And who knows, you might even enjoy it.
That's all the time we have. Check out K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. That was pretty golden. Anyway, let's keep the music train a-rolling. Time for another episode of Audio Files, where we spotlight a music genre you may or may not be familiar with. This week, Toby Cuiffitelli is taking a look at math rock. Let's check it out.
Hello, my name is Toby Cuiffitelli, and I will be your host for this episode of Audio Files. Today, we're asking, what is math rock? Math rock is a genre that was typically experimented with by Canadian punk rock group No Means No in the 80s, but later gained traction in the 90s with bands like American Football and Don Caballero. It is called math rock because songs in the genre often feature various instruments playing in unconventional time signatures, which creates a jazzy, experimental feel. American Football has done a lot for the math rock scene, citing inspirations from artists like Nick Drake and Elliott Smith. Their band took their emo indie influences and created their own sound, which helped the subgenre take off.
See how it is. I can just forget.
American Football has done a lot to popularize math rock in the 21st century, but let's take a look at the forebears of this genre a little more. Late 80s grungy outfit Slint might be the band that is most commonly associated with math rock. The band was initially labeled as indie rock and new wave, but after listening to the hardcore band Black Flag, they wanted to try and experiment with more punk sound.
Someday I'll feel no pain. Someday I won't have a break.
Soon, they started using complex and irregular rhythms to create what we most commonly refer to today as math rock. Overall, math rock has recently seen a rise in popularity, especially on social media, because of the staying power of the turn-of-the-century indie emo bands like American Football and the long-lasting influence of post-hardcore bands like Slint and No Means No. With that said, a band I really recommend is People Eating Plastic, a punk band based in the Northeast, which I got the opportunity to see myself. That's all for this episode. Thank you for tuning into Audio Files, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Toby. I definitely need to check those songs and artists out. Sometimes I feel like there are too many options out there for music. Not to mention TV, movies, and more. You know what I mean, Jake?
I do. So many options. Too many options. In fact, especially with streaming, it seems like there's a separate service for everything these days.
Funny that you mentioned that, because to end on a funny note, we here at HHTV have taken this idea to the extreme, presenting a new streaming service as specific and random as they come. Let's check it out.
Other TV, Home Hardware Plus becomes a new hot reality show like Demolition.
Yo, wrong beam.
That's what your wife said. And awesome game shows like Hammering the Nail.
10 seconds on the clock.
People love the channel. Just listen to these real customers.
Wait, it's $30? There's not even anything good to watch.
I love it. I love it so much. I love giving my money to big corporations. Take it. Take it from me now.
Hold on, I'm getting a call in. Oh, we're changing the name. Introducing Home Hardware. Get your free trial today for 1 hour before we automatically charge you $360 for the next year. Wait a minute. Oh, I cancel this. We made it as difficult as possible to switch your subscription. It's still possible, it's just very hard to find. Fox Peyton, hurry up.
Well, that will do it for this episode of Under the Hat. I'm Jake Carden.
And I'm Erin Finello. Don't forget, all episodes will also be posted on the Hatboro-Horsham School District YouTube channel. Thanks, and have a great weekend, HH!